Hi, and welcome.
I'm Z,
And I'm Keith.
and we're going to tell you about the movie that we just watched. But first, a little bit of a heads up.
Some of the movies we watch deal with heavy subject matters.
In order to talk about these emotionally delicate things and the heavy subject matters that we sometimes cover, we add humor and crude language to add some levity and to process our own trauma.
If that doesn't feel fun or safe for you, we completely understand. Please take care of yourself first and foremost.
And we spoil the end of pretty much every movie that we watch.
Now you know. On with the show. When they're in the PD or whatever, and the cop says, Carter is Cain. Mm-hmm. The inverse, Cain is Carter, was used for the movie poster for Get Carter, starring Michael Caine.
Oh my God, that's very funny.
Michael Caine was in a movie by Brian De Palma, who also had multiple personalities.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I got to give that one too. You actually tied it up. It's like, his secretary's name was Lincoln.
Yeah. His secretary
Named Lincoln. Mary Todd Kennedy. So now I'm confused because
Okay.
I tried to attain this morning the quote director's cut, which was, as I described to you already, a fan re-edited the movie based on De Palma's original screenplay.
Uh-huh.
The main difference being apparently it takes longer for Cain to show up, basically, or any of the stuff with Carter. I scanned ahead until Cain shows up, and it was not different than the version we watched. So, and given that we didn't remember any of that stuff, I wonder if...
No, I remembered seeing that stuff.
Yeah, but happening in that order?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
You know, when we started, we both said, I don't remember all this happening. I remember the stuff in the car was the stuff I remembered first.
Oh, no, I remembered other stuff happened first. I remembered it opened. And
I didn't remember I didn't remember Jack at all.
Oh, I remembered all that stuff. I think this is the version that we watched.
Okay.
But it still could be, we still could have
Right, it still could be, anyway, so who knows?
Yeah, we might have only ever seen the director's
The
cut.
fan edit,
Because
I didn't say this part.
Okay.
The fan edit, De Palma liked so much that he had it included as on the Blu-ray as the sort of official director's cut.
Nice.
Even though he didn't do it.
Amazing. I do remember thinking the first time we watched it, like that it takes a while for Cain to show up.
Okay.
And being like, what? Like,
Yeah.
what's this? And getting really confused because it seemed like it changed directions.
Yeah. Well, and it does it goes. It's confusing how the timeline is confusing because you see the events and then
I was gonna say this did it before Fight Club did it, you know?
but not before Memento. Just kidding.
Girl.
I'm just kidding, I said. It was a joke. I wasn't serious. I know it's not factual.
Pimento happened after Fight Club.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Pimento was like 2001 or 2002.
When was Fight Club?
Fight Club was like 99.
Where is my mind?
And that's the end of the episode. Yeah, you know what doesn't happen anymore? Because DVDs aren't a thing anymore? Commentary.
Man. Yeah. Sad.
No,
now we just have a cottage industry of people talking about films, or us.
Well,
For
yeah,
instance-
no, what I'm saying is like, I used to watch commentary. I didn't like it when it was like, I usually didn't like it when it was like, sometimes they would have like weird ass people doing it. Like it would
Yeah.
be like
Yeah.
the producer. I'm like, I
Right.
don't give a shit
Right.
about what the fucking, but sometimes they would do like, or like no offense, the writers. Like if it's like a big Hollywood movie and I'm like, you didn't do
Right.
much,
Yeah.
no offense. But I always liked it when the actors or director would do it because they would talk about like, okay, here's what happened behind the scenes of this.
Right.
Here's where, and that was always really, really interesting to me. And I liked that. I was like, yeah, I want to know, like, how,
Oh, yeah.
your thought process, what you were supposed to do that didn't get to happen, all that stuff. That was really fun. And it's not a thing anymore.
I watched a couple videos about how this was in the Laserdisc era. I don't know if it was Criterion. I don't know if they existed yet. But they put out these James Bond movies on Laserdisc with commentary by like the directors and they were so controversial or whatever. Not controversial, whatever. They were just too saucy. They didn't get included when the
Amazing.
DVDs came in the
Oh my God.
because it's just like old British
Right.
guys being like,
Look at her tits. That famous British accent.
he kept looking at my hair and I said, I'm not a fag, okay?
What's that from?
That's the quote from one of the guys. Sir Fleming was on set for 2 seconds, during which time he spat on all our shoes. This girl had a nice rack, but couldn't remember her lines. It's whatever. By this time, Connery had started putting on weight, and we told him he had to shoot this whole scene with his stomach held in.
That's one thing about this fucking 60s. Dudes without their shirt on in the 60s.
Constantly.
Oh my God. It's like they learned how to inhale holding they learned how to exhale holding their stomach in. Like the way in which they're like, it's embarrassing. I'm like, bro.
It's weird.
Bro. That's how a man looks. Yeah, like he's insecure. I agree.
Anyway, those are kind of fun if you want to hear some in a not PC language.
If you they made those before things got so woke.
Yeah. You couldn't make them today.
You couldn't make them today.
You couldn't make those commentaries today. The people who worked on those films couldn't have those opinions today.
The dead people who worked on those films.
Yeah. Anyway, this movie rules. I was a little worried that I wouldn't like it as much this time.
I was honestly,
because-
I thought you didn't remember any of the lady parts. And I thought you were going to like
I didn't.
break the TV when the end.
The end was amazing.
It's honestly my dream. If I could have, if that Lithgow showed up to murder me, I would be like,
I cannot believe I
murder my pussy first.
first.
Yeah,
Why not last?
because I want to be alive for it. I want to know. I want to know what's happening. Get in there, girl.
Is there life after pussy death? Really? What kind of quality of life is that? Sorry, that's very ableist.
Well, yeah, but it's also why I got off tea. I loved it, but I couldn't feel nothing.
Think how I feel.
It was so.
I feel nothing in my vagina.
I know. I'm in there
produce that
all the
much
time.
tea.
I'm in there all the time rooting around and nothing. You got nothing. Anyway.
Can I get a what in the what?
Fellas, can I get a what? Silence. Crickets.
No! You may not!
God. Oh, man.
Now all the ladies. Anywho's, well, I don't have much to say. You really just got to watch this movie. I didn't remember it feeling so Hitchcocky.
I didn't remember that
in a good way.
Get that it jumps through time.
Yeah, that too.
That part was very...
Apparently I didn't remember much at all.
Yeah. I didn't remember... I knew that there... I was like, there's like a stare thing. Like someone's like staring.
Yeah.
I knew that like someone was looking up or down.
Oh, you're talking about the climax at the end?
No.
Okay.
Like when they're in the police department.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a hospital.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's something where they're like, look, I forgot all about the like hypnosis in the morgue and shit like that. And that lady, I knew that lady had something to do with it, but I couldn't remember if she was real.
Oh,
or if she was Cain.
Right.
Or if she was Carter, Cain, Margot, Josh, Booksy, or whatever.
Boomsy.
Pimsy. So I remember that. I forgot all about the wife.
Lolita David?
Yeah. I mean, like, I knew that she was in it. And I knew that he had a kid because I took that screenshot for the, so I knew that happened. But I was like, does this, like, go away? I couldn't remember, like, for how, it's interesting because the kid is like integral to the plot.
Right.
And is hardly really seen. And kudos on that. I don't need to see that kid.
Yeah.
I don't care about kids. I don't like them. I don't want them in my life. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just, I don't really.
They are our future.
No, it's just, I kind of, don't, I don't want there to be kids a lot in a movie or in a TV show because I start to think, what did that kid have to go through or see? Or, like, I don't, anytime it's like, every now and then you see the kid, I'm like, that's fine. Like, we don't need the kid to be exploited any more than it already has been. We're good. So that's why so I was like, okay, cool. They didn't show any abuse happening to the kid or do anything, so, but I did think it was really interesting. And I do feel like I think, people with DID, obviously, we talked about this, and I think Primal Fear. People with DID, the same thing with, like, people who are schizophrenic or anything like that. Like, a lot of times they're not violent. Oh, I'll pause.
You get so mad at me.
I get so mad at you?
If you're drinking and I do something that makes you laugh.
Yeah, because I'm going to die.
Yeah, right. So you just attempted to murder me.
No, I don't get mad when I'm drinking. I get mad when I'm taking a pill and you do that because you will.
Oh, I never know with you when you're taking a pill. You could be taking a pill right now and I would have no idea.
I'm taking a suppository right now.
Me too.
No, yeah, but people with DID are generally like nonviolent. They're often like victims of abuse and violence and things like that. But I thought it was
by definition. Because
no. What I mean,
not
like
necessarily by definition, but
throughout their life, not like so. But I was like, oh, that's a very interesting thing. And I think I think this part of it is more interesting to me than like any of the personalities Carter develops.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that Carter's father was a psychiatrist.
Oh, I don't know if they even gave him one of those.
Okay. So he was a
child development researcher.
And he abused his kid so that he would develop, like, to make him develop personalities.
Now it is clear to me how Dr. Nix got all his precise data. He traumatized his own son. Then over the years, he observed the effects.
It's a little bit, the implication is like every time someone gets abused, they develop another personality, and that's not true. That's not true. But I do think that that's a very interesting sort of lack of villainizing because in a lot of ways, like, I'm not saying that Carter doesn't get villainized in any capacity, but in a lot of ways, it's like he's recognized as being someone who was abused and was never taken care of, and no one knew that this was happening. So he was never able to get help for it.
Right.
And that's a very interesting, the way that it's presented is like he's villainized, he's he's the scary bad guy, and then it's like, no, actually it was his dad. His dad is the one that's been doing a lot of this stuff. His dad is the one that's been causing a lot of this stuff, and his dad is still around and faked his own death. And
just so
everybody
he could steal some babies.
And everybody thought that he developed his father as a different personality. So no one was taking it seriously. But it was actually his dad who was doing all this shit. And I'm like, oh, that's a really interesting sort of thing where your abuser is like triggering you to have a psychotic break, and then bad things are happening because they're manipulating you again, And so, and the way it ends, it doesn't really end with Carter being the villain. Because they're like, she's like, I hope he's okay. I hope wherever he is, because he like disappears or whatever at the end, and no one knows what happened to him. I love that it's fucking 7'8" Lithgow. Lithgow. Walking barefoot out of an elevator, like no one.
Francis Trigonongan's wig.
Like no one's gonna fucking.
And a hospital gown.
No, a trench coat. There's nothing. I mean, maybe a hospital gown, but he's got a trench coat on over it.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, but it's anyway. But she's like, his wife is like,
Jenny.
He was like, he needs help. Like, he needs someone to help him. He is not like, it doesn't, like, what was happening to him too.
Right,
It wasn't just like, yes, he was a part of it, but he didn't know. And I was like, oh, that's a really interesting thing. And also Margot is because Margot's the lady personality.
No, right. Fuck.
Margles. When it ends with her,
Meghan Markle.
It ends with her, and what they tell you about Margot and what you see with Margot is that she is the protector
of the other kids.
But also of like Carter, I believe. And that's why she goes after.
But I thought that was Cain's role.
No, Cain is a pawn of his dad. Cain does what his dad tells him to do. Cain does the bad things that he wants Carter to do. And Margot doesn't want them to hurt the children.
Right.
So Margot was developed to protect the kids and
the scene of
I know what you're going to do. It's a bad thing, and I'm gonna tell.
Get out of here!
I see what you're doing.
I still don't understand it.
So good.
Don't get it. It's Josh, but
I like that it's...
why is it a child in a wig and glasses?
No, there's no glasses. It's just a wig.
Are you sure about
yes,
that?
you're just looking at me and you're thinking of the kid. No, he's got... I don't even know if he's wearing a wig. I think that kid is just unfortunate.
It looked...
I know. No, I agree with you. I know why you think it's a wig, but I think that poor kid...
Well, the color. As well as the size and shape.
It could be, but I'm just... But what I don't understand is why they used the voice that they did.
I agree.
When it was... We didn't know it at the time, but it was another Carter personality.
But
And Carter has a Josh voice, but that's not the voice that was
Right.
used. It was a lady voice.
yeah.
It was like an older lady voice. So what?
What?
Yeah. But yeah, so when it ends with Margot and it does like the dramatic music, it's like, are they just gonna be married
Together?
ladies? Like, are they just gonna have a lesbian relationship? Because she's not here to like hurt the kid. She's not, and she like very intentionally made sure that like the father didn't get the kid. She didn't try to take the kid.
Yeah, what happens to Dad? Boomsy? He hasn't...
Margot stabs him,
stabs him, right.
and then he throws the baby over
yeah,
the...
so good.
I like the cop that's just like, and totally misses her.
Yeah.
And just like doesn't know where she is, misses her. You know, she's falling in front of him and he does like this, but she's like way out here. He doesn't lean over at all. He's just like, love it. I love it. Yeah. What is the fucking sundial? Like 20 fucking minutes of that car going in and out. And then what is
amazing?
What is
amazing?
And no
the
one
dudes
seems
are just
to notice
drinking,
it. No
walking
one
around with Budweisers.
But what I like is the car is just going back
It's
and
literally
forth.
just going back and forth like...
They yell at him. They're like, you have to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
And so then it just starts going back and forth. And no one seems to know that it's even there or recognize that it's got... But the thing is, it has caution tape on it. So the driver is not doing anything wrong. Everyone is just stupid. I don't understand.
What's the matter with you guys? You almost took those people out. What's the matter with you? Manuel, you almost took the taxi cab with you. No, come on, with you. No. You guys took the cab with you. You gotta take this thing and move it over there. Move the truck over there out of people's way.
¿Quiere que mueva mi troca para allá, para atrás?
Move it over there.
Oh, yo la muevo para allá porque el pico le estorba, ¿verdad? ¿Qué dices? ¿Qué? ¿Quiere que mueva mi troca porque le estorba?
Jesus, Manuel, stop! You're gonna kill somebody at that sundial.
¡Down, señor!
Easy. Okay, up, stop. Okay, now back it
It's
up.
okay, compadre.
Back it up.
And combined with the fact that you get that statue with the lance that she dreams she runs into.
I absolutely love the amount of dreams that happen. Everybody's just dreaming something. And like, who the fuck knows?
How about her voiceover that happens for this short little section in the movie?
Which at first, because she wakes up and then she checks and the presence. So I was like, oh, she was just dreaming. Then it goes back. then it does it again, and it shows you, and she wasn't dreaming.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Exactly. Also, I like how long it takes him to get a glass of water.
I like that he takes his pillow into the bathroom, and it sounds like he's filling his pillowcase with water because it takes him that fucking long, and it sounds that absurd because it's just like cling, cling, cling. It's just so long, and then he comes out and he's like, "Here you go," and then he's like, "I want to go back to work. What do you think?" And she's like, "Well," and he's like, "Oh," and
rewatching that scene again this morning, the pause of her being like, "Well, I think."
I know.
Kill him.
It's so. I think what they're trying to do.
I like to think Lithgow was just seeing how long he could stretch it out.
I'd like to see how long I could stretch Lithgow out. I'd like to see that right now. Climb him like a fucking tree.
I know, baby.
He could probably pick me up. Even with his old man back, he could probably pick me up. That man could give me a piggyback ride. It'd probably stretch all the way up. It'd probably stretch all the way back, too.
I'm sure there's a Japanese woodcut somewhere of that act.
One time, I was going. Where's
this going?
This is just an absurd thought. I had like Google Analytics or something with my Tumblr account. I think it might have been my.
Oh wow!
I can't remember if it was my main one or my photo one. But I used to look at it every now and then to see where people were coming from. And so I don't know how or why. But the people that were finding my blog were getting there from search results of Japanese face sitting.
Nice.
And I was like, what? There was always...
Searching that term?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Those 3 words?
Yeah. I'm like, what?
Or 2. However you... It's
hyphenated. It's hyphenated.
Depends on who you ask.
I was like, what? Anyway, your woodcut joke made me think of that. It's something that, like, who do you tell that to? Oh, isn't it interesting?
Yeah,
My
right.
Google Analytics tell me.
Well, now you found an audience.
An audience. I'm holding you prisoner. You have... I don't want to... I think about it often. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's just these 2 people that podcast out of their fucking apartment or whatever. And it'll just pop up on my feed every now and then. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they talk about. I know I showed you this clip though. Where she was like, I don't really know how computers work or something like that. And the guy was like, well, I can. And she was like, no. I think about that all the time. Because that's exactly when I was like, I don't.
It's not an invitation.
Yeah. I was like, please don't. Like that. I was like, no, that's exactly what it feels like. When you're like, oh, I don't really know much about that. And someone's like, I'm so glad you asked. And you're like, no. I statemented. No question.
I'm speaking.
Oh, isn't it crazy that she lost?
I couldn't believe it. I'm still not over it.
Honestly, I'm surprised it was as close as it was with how people keep talking about. This is the thing that I'm loving. I'm seeing that it's everyone who is a single issue voter, which is what people seem to be. People seem to be accusing people who are supportive of Palestine over the loss of over Kamala's loss, and I'm like, that's not what happened.
Yeah, well, people.
I mean,
anyway, yeah.
As part of what happened, but they'll be saying that they'll be talking about how. Well, like they'll say that and how she tanked her own campaign. And I'm like, which is it? You can't have both ways. You can't say that she tanked her own campaign, that they gave up trying, that they didn't want to win, and then blame the people you knew weren't going to vote for her for not voting for her. And
No, we
also,
can do both.
it's like you're blaming people that didn't vote for her for a bunch of people voting for Donald Trump. What do you think? Like, not that many people didn't vote. Like, and people were also blaming for a while there. People were going really hard on being like, third-party voters caused
Oh,
this.
yeah.
It's like literally not a single like electoral college vote went to anyone other than
Oh,
Kamala.
yeah, but
I'm like, that's
that's
not.
the college, so.
But that's how it's
I know.
like you. Anyway, whatever. I'm speaking.
Do not speak.
I
already know.
Let's Go gives a 10 out of 10 performance.
Oh, absolutely. Tour de force. Tour de France, even. We talked about that park that is always foggy and sunny at the same time.
Yeah,
And no one should probably take their kids there.
Right, and it looks so every time they
It's
shoot
always
it,
fall.
It's always fall, but it's like every time they shoot it at a different angle, you're like, this is not the same place as the other. Like,
How about once he pushes his car into the
oh my god,
river and then it pulls away and he's at a
at
beach?
a beach. So fucking crazy. I love this.
I love that he was panicking that the sun was coming up as much as he was that she woke up.
I like that they're like, apparently she drowned. You should see the look on her face. And somehow that's not supposed to be comedic timing. Like, that, I'm pretty sure there's a scene in Scary Movie, or maybe Scary Movie 2, where they're like, one of the characters dies, the same character dies in every single one of the movies.
Oh, okay. So like South Park.
Yes. And they're at her funeral. It's like the Ring, you know?
Okay.
So, you know how when, I don't know if you remember when they
Probably
die,
not.
they're all like deformed and shit.
Oh.
And they're like, she looks so peaceful. And then it shows her in the grave and she's like screaming. That's what it made me think of. It made me think of that fucking
Yeah.
scene in Scary Movie.
Oh, come on. You can't not expect that someone would read that as comedic. I loved it. It was in the trailer.
I know. When I heard it from the trailer, I was like, how is this not a joke?
Yeah.
How is this not a joke? You should see the look on her face.
Oh God, the sequence with the flashback of Jenny and Jack on New Year's and his wife and
Fuck.
so good.
This movie is like a fucking 10 out of 10. Like, the acting, I mean, like, Lithgow, fuckable in every scene.
Go.
Even Papa. Fuck. Even Papa Gow, I would go. Fuck. I thought he did it right. Papa Bixie, go. I would, I'd spin around that like a top or whatever you want to say.
That's what I want to say. Thank you.
Obviously, we know I'm mostly attracted to Margot.
Okay.
Least attracted to Josh.
Well, good. That's a child.
Exactly. Not into Josh. No offense. I even like the name Josh, if I'm being...
Yeah. It doesn't have a good rep. It's in the Bible.
It's in the... What was I going to say?
Can you imagine
Oh, but everybody...
2,000 plus years ago, dudes running around the Levant just being like, what's up, Josh?
Like...
What's up, Peter?
It feels like everybody... It feels like
No.
everything in this movie was like 11. They're like...
Yeah.
It's like everything is so serious. I think I forgot about her
I
coming
think
back.
it works, so did I.
And the way that she's like, where's Amy? And she's just like, I'm like, fuck yeah. I love that scene when she's like, where is she? And And she's just like, fine. She's like, whatever.
Fucking wild.
I was like,
Next
hell
scene,
yeah.
she's
Yeah.
sat in
She's
next
making
to Jack.
out in the with her. Also, I was like, yeah, hell yeah.
I love that she gets to get. She ends up with Jack.
I love that though. I was like, yeah, we're seeing a woman who's openly having an affair. And she's not the bad guy in the story whatsoever. And it's like totally chill. Like, this is the guy.
I'll do what I want to do right now onto his penis.
And then she fucks him in the park where
Yeah.
I like that she has her the guy she's cheating with.
No one's a good parent in this,
Well,
by the way.
I think she's a great parent. She says, come, dude that I was fucking, come meet me in the park that I frequent with my husband and child. She doesn't give a fuck, man. I love it. She don't give a F about nothing.
She's weird.
She's weird.
But
I'm into it.
also she's a oncologist or something.
Or something.
So that's extra weird.
She's something. Wait, is she an oncologist? I thought she was is she a cancer doc or something?
I guess because that's Jack's wife had lung cancer.
Oh, maybe she's just a lung doctor.
You must leave the room.
I know that that's what you're supposed to do, but it's so funny that it's like you just kissed her husband.
Yeah.
She coded in front of you because she watched you fucking finger bang her husband on New Year's Eve. And you walk over to her and you punch her in the chest so fucking hard you probably cracked every single rib that she barely had. and you're like, bye.
I didn't catch
She's
this
dead now.
the first time, but that was another scene I watched this morning. Is all the alarms go off. She flatlines. Dr. Jenny goes over, touches her neck, and she's like, "Code blue."
I don't know if
And then the nurse, all the other staff is
can hear these machines. Can you not hear the machines? I just checked. They're not malfunctioning.
Then all the staff comes in. You know, the other staff comes in.
I know
and
you said
somebody
it was a
says,
chest.
"What happened?" And she says, "I don't know. Probably a cardiac arrest." She doesn't say that exactly, but she says probably cardiac arrest or something like that. I'm like, what? You're not a good doctor.
Could be. You're not a good doctor. Clearly, she's not at the hospital because she's a good doctor. She's trolling for D. You know what I mean?
She's not Dr. Good Doctor. She's not a surgeon. I don't know that I've seen her in anything else.
You have.
I feel weird.
What,
about-
Lolita Davidovich?
Yeah.
You've 1,000%
Okay, what?
seen her in it. I'm pretty sure she was in Gods and Monsters for one.
See, I don't remember any women in that movie
I know.
except the housekeeper.
Oh, right. Wasn't she the girl that Brendan Fraser was not having a relationship with? He kept
Sure.
yeah. Sure. I'm just saying, I think that's what. She was in other stuff too. Plus, we've seen this before. So you've seen her in this.
You got me on a technicality.
Thank you.
Arrest me, officer.
I'll arrest you. I'll arrest you. Oh, man.
I appreciated the camera work. I know there's a lot of
Dutch angles.
Dutch the fuck out of angles.
Dutch the fuck out of.
I think it's very effective.
Ein Bich Deutschen Angles.
I'm bitch. Deutschen Angles. Pleased to meet you. What the fuck?
Is that German for Dutch angle?
You mean when you said Dutch angle? And said I'm bitch in front of it?
Ein.
Ein bitch.
Dutch angles. Listeners, I know you agree with me on this.
That's impossible. Ein bitch.
Deutschen. I said Deutschen angles,
Deutschen.
which is the German word for Dutch.
Well, what's funny about that is you're incorrect.
No, I'm not. I know things. This is the funniest joke I've ever told in my life.
Well, we did it.
I'm going to listen back.
Career capper.
I'm going to listen back to this. And the weeping that I'm going to do listening.
I can't
It's
wait to
so
hear things breaking in your room.
It's so embarrassing sometimes. Because I'll tell a joke on here or I'll say something funny and I'll make myself laugh and you'll be like, you'll be like, you're not that funny. And then listening back, I'm like, this is so fucking funny. Like, I'm just listening to myself. I'm like, that was really good. That was really funny. What the fuck is wrong with me?
No, I do the same thing. Okay.
I like when sometimes I can hear you editing and I hear you go.
I always want to know if you're laughing at the episode. If
Yeah.
I hear you chuckling or whatever. I'm like, Frances Sternhagen, amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what her accent was supposed to be, but it's okay.
Ein bitch Deutsch.
Ein bitch Deutschen Accenten. I don't know what a Norwegian
Have you
accent.
had wine yet when you suggested that we reenact our scenes from our favorite
Probably,
movies?
but I stand by that. It'd be so fun.
Just how and where?
No, yeah, I know. There are tons of logistics that make it implausible, but
Okay, that's all. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I don't know that I've ever heard a Norwegian speak English.
I
So I
have.
don't know. Okay. Wow, must be nice. It's only in video games.
I said that Keith made up a place. He was like, I've been there. And I said, only in video games. And he was like, that's so mean. That's so, and he kept talking about how
That
it was
sounds
mean.
just like me.
And I was like, how is that mean? And he was like, cause you said I play like video games. I don't know. I was like, no, because
I don't know. No, I told you eventually.
I was like, because you said a made up place that doesn't exist. So I said a video game because that's like the only place you could possibly go, to a place that doesn't actually exist. And he was like, oh, I thought you were saying I don't get out much.
Yeah.
It's not. I said,
You're always ragging on me.
you know how much I love going out and doing shit.
You're always ragging
That's
on me
why
for
my last
lack
partner
of
broke up with
worldly
me,
travels.
because I went out and did shit too much.
I was a sucker for the long tracking shot they did. Only because I go down the stairs and the angle changes.
I thought that they were first of all, when they're Frances Sternhagen, when they're following her around, and she keeps trying to go. She keeps trying to go the wrong way, and they're like, no, this way, and she's just like, oh, well, okay. Hilarious. They go downstairs and then into the elevator, and I thought they were going to go right back up, and I was like, if they end up where they started, I'm literally going to fucking throw a boot through the television. Like, I was like, that's so fucking funny. But then they went down instead of, but it was so fucking fun. Like, that whole shot, I was like, please let this have the delivery.
I wouldn't put it past.
Because you know how sometimes walking and talking, like it makes, we do that a lot where we go on walks and we'll be like, here's what I've been thinking. And then we make each other feel bad.
Yep. The linchpin of our marriage. Oh boy, it's so self-amused. So
Because sometimes I say shit and I'm kidding, but I'm like, no one knows what the fuck we're talking about.
yeah.
Oh man. Okay. And then
One for them, one for us.
except for it's like one for them, the rest for us. That's probably something for my plethora of Amazon goods that I get.
Ew.
Ow. Say that to my face. Ow. Go ahead.
What do you mean, go ahead? You were in the middle of saying
I don't
some
remember what it was, honestly.
Okay.
I was saying something about how you walk and talk and it gets the blood flowing. And so I was like, I'd get it if they were just walking and talking so that they could.
Oh, I see. Just getting the steps in.
Yeah.
4 minutes, 14 seconds or something like that. The whole shot without a cut.
Oh, wow. I love shit like that. I'm such a sucker for that shit.
I kind of love it when I catch it happening, but I hate that it at one point became like a contest amongst filmmakers. It seemed like, because the whole thing is, it was the Goodfellas that does the whole thing through the, because Nat says, we Goodfellas it through the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
That was the first, like one of the first longest. And then I feel like it became one of those things.
I really fucking hate when like this entire scene is one continuous shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not.
Oh.
It's probably not, because they'll have like a person walking in front of the camera, and I'm like, they had to cut, they had to do something.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. I mean, like, sometimes it'll happen and that's fine. But I think there's like a movie coming out where they're like, it's one long continuous shot. I'm like, I promise you it's not. I promise you that is
also,
not.
that's just tedious. Put it on a tripod. I don't know.
What do you mean that? What does that mean? Why wouldn't it be on a tripod for a continuous shot?
Well, because that's when it's impressive, is when it's a handy cam or whatever.
Oh.
You're watching people walk. I mean, I could just watch closed circuit TV or whatever.
Don't know why that was. Sorry.
It's the longest without a cut. It's this I-5 traffic cam.
Put it on a tripod.
You put it in a ponytail, right? Uh-oh.
What I think is funny about it, I like how you're like buckshots. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to fill the dead air.
you're like, was it this part?
Is it this? Is it that?
It was the. I'm sorry. This is why I feel bad, because I know that I'm going to tell you and you're going to be like, oh. It was the fact that I said one long continuous shot and you assumed that it wasn't on a drive. I don't know.
Because that wouldn't be noteworthy. That's just...
Because you wouldn't care. That's why.
No, they just wouldn't... That wouldn't be something somebody bragged about.
I do think...
A stationary shot? That they don't cut? That's just filming a play.
That's just filming what?
A play. I'm not opposed to it. It's just not...
Oh my God. Then why put it on a tripod? Like this is...
What?
You said just put it on a tripod. If it's that impressive, if it's on a tripod, then why are you telling them to put it on a tripod? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I mean, give up the
goest.
yeah.
I laugh so hard I have like bronchitis now.
Oh shit. Call Dr. Jenny.
This is a thing that happens. I don't know what this is. I do this when this only ever happened when I was eating pussy. But it also happens. I mean, like, if I suck a D, it doesn't happen. But if I ate pussy, it would. And if I start laughing hysterically and silently, it will also happen where, like, spit just goes into my trachea
Lungs.
or whatever. And I'm, like, coughing up phlegm. Like, like it goes into, like, my, I don't know why. Those two things are what cause it. It's almost like when I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, it's kind of like that, only I'm aware when it's happening, so I don't get it.
And by the middle of the night, you mean 5 minutes after you fall asleep? 30 seconds, more like.
I always feel so bad because I know exactly what you're going through because my dad used to choke. I've told you this. My dad, if he would choke on food, he would just like throw his
push the seat back and
his chair away from the table and stand up and just be going for like it was terrifying. So when I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm doing that, I know exactly what you feel like, and I'm always like, sorry. Like,
I think it's way less dramatic than it feels.
sometimes.
Well,
Remember that one night I woke up and I was gasping because I couldn't breathe, and you were like, what can I do? And I was like, and
gonna have to intubate.
I saw this on Law and Order SVU. Lay down.
I need a Bic pen. Whatever alcohol you got in the house.
Is wine okay?
Yeah. In a pinch.
It's bourbon barrel. Does that help?
Yeah.
Oh my
Probably.
God. Okay, would you recommend this film?
Yes.
Yeah. And end of show. End of show only.
End of season. Fuck.
I know. So
Now I get it.
Obviously, Raising Cain is the hit of the month.
Raising Cain, we did.
First Wives Club, Holiday Home, and Father the Hero.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Father the Hero is a close second. Yeah, this
If I could just have the water skiing sequence, that would win.
Yeah.
Can.
Palm
d'Or.
Milan.
That too. Yeah, this one, hands down.
Yeah. Do you want to go with Stinker? I think My Father the Hero is probably the worst one that we watched.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's easy to say that. Home for the Holidays. Okay. It was not the worst of the month. It was probably better than First Wives Club and My Father the Hero.
I think it ages better than First Wives Club.
Yeah. Raising Cain, though, just blew them all out of the water. All of them in the water, it blew. Well, wait, what does that mean? It blew them out of the water? So it blew and they are out of the water?
Correct. So it's the only one remaining in the water. So thus winning.
Wow. So what are they? Like, is it not?
Gone.
It's okay.
No longer an issue. That contest where you win by being, it's called King of the
Water. I saw that Harry Potter episode.
Ba-da-ba-da-da-boo.
Oh, that's not. What? Oh, what? Do you want to talk about the year in review since it's our final
Not here.
episode?
If we do that, I think we should do a separate thing if we do it at all. I don't know.
Well, I was just gonna say, do you want to talk about like worst of the worst of the year? I think is gonna be hands down. No offense, Shelley Duvall and Martin Donovan, but I think Portrait of a Lady loses.
Oh, really?
Only because my Donovan was it was
painful.
Yeah,
it was painful.
It was painful.
So was Suburban Commando.
You know what? You have me there. Let's see. I forgot we did.
Shelley Duvallgist was kind of rough.
It was a little rough, but we got
Fifth floor.
fourth floor.
Fourth
We got
floor.
the fourth floor out of it, and that was a pretty good one.
Worth it.
Yeah, we did like Vamp
We got
was really good.
hated on for
Night of the Demons 2.
Yep. It was a good Halloween. We did
Fortress.
Nosferatu. Oh shit. When
Cherry
what did we do that for?
2000.
Sci-Fi September.
Sci-Fi September.
See, but
Barton Fink.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We finally did Velvet Goldmine.
Oh goddamn. What a year.
Yeah. Freeway.
Oh.
The Cell. And I know this one's Randall's favorite, Mac and Me.
Yeah.
That was his winning episode of the year. Yeah, we had Randall and Sven on. It's been a good year.
Is that it for guests?
Well,
Like,
RW.
RW, but I guess this is
The Last Dragon.
oh man, yeah.
Blue Steel.
Ugh.
Oh.
Was
Wow.
it January?
Yeah.
Was that this year?
Yep. January Lee Curtis is what I called it. Mother's Boys.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that
That could have been in
wild.
this month
Coulda.
had we known.
Coulda. We did Beverly Hills Cop. I forgot about that.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Did we also do? We also do Rage in Harlem. Was that this year?
Yes. Yes.
That was a good one. I
Yeah.
like that one.
Yep. Did Rage in Harlem, Beverly Hills Cop, and Waiting to Exhale, and The Last
Oh, right,
Dragon
right,
for
right,
Black
right.
History
Yeah,
Month.
I think so.
Rage in Harlem, yeah, that was a wild. Oh, Psycho Cop.
Hell yeah.
Fuck. The Dream Team. Oh, God. The Mouth of Madness. Oh, my God.
Yes. Yeah, we got to revisit a lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but see some ones that we knew were solid. Mouth of Madness, Raising Cain, Velvet Goldmine.
Wow, April was the roughest month I would say. Other than having Randall on, which was how we ended the month. So we did our tradition of ending on a high note. We did Blame It on Rio, Cool World, Howard the Duck.
That's right. We did ones
and
that
Mac and Me.
were purposely
Yeah.
or had a rep for being
Yeah.
some of the worst.
Yeah.
And they held up.
Yeah.
That's what made Blame It to Rio look not
Right. That's
not so bad.
And then that's probably why the next month was my birthday month. So that's probably why we were like, damn, the Cell's really good.
The Cell 2.
Oh my God. Yeah. We'll be back in a week with January. Something. I don't know what we're gonna do for January. I have an idea. We've talked a little bit about something, but we haven't even decided
Well,
what we're gonna
you
do.
didn't like January, and I feel like I suggested Jamie Lee. No, that happened because we did Perfect with.
Yeah.
That was the impetus for that.
RW. Yeah. It's not that I didn't like January. It's just that I didn't enjoy
The movies?
any of the movies that we watched for January, so it soured me on wanting to do that again. But
I don't know. One Crazy Summer.
wait, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. You know what?
One Crazy Summer. Bernie's, weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, Weekend at Bernie's
Satisfaction?
was harder
Was
than...
is that month?
I think so. Oh, my God.
But that was 2 years ago, so who cares?
Hold on.
All right.
I'm seeing all the posts we did for all the people that have died, and I'm sorry. Oh, Point Break. Yeah.
Oh, Point Break. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough month. Point Break, not my favorite. That one was just, it was fine.
That's probably my favorite Catherine Bigelow movie.
It was fine, but I was like, oh my God, it just kept going. It didn't
That's true.
stop
Yeah.
going. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thanks for another year.
Yeah.
Listening to us yammer
Yeah.
and make each other laugh.
Yeah. We'll be back again next year.
We don't care if you're here or not.
Yeah. We'll have guests on again. We'll definitely have.
Oh, yeah.
Sven and Randall.
Sven wants to come back.
Yeah, if Randall wants to come back,
Yeah.
we will have him back on the show again. Shit. Oh.
Let's raise some ruckus, baby. What do you say?
Let's raise some hell. Dude, let's raise some hell. I say let's raise some ruckus. No, I say let's raise some Cain.
Let's raise some Cain!
Ain't no shame, ain't no blame, no one sane all the time. Raise some Cain, make it right. Don't need money.
Google Analytics.